Hey there, it's Jen Healy, and I'm back with day 24 of this fearless challenge I'm calling Be Brave. And today I wanted to talk to you about what do I do? I get this question a lot, especially when I'm out and about at different events. And I find that most people are looking for a short and sweet answer. And most of what I do, it's going to take about 3 minutes to really describe. And most people would like there to be a neat and tidy box that they can put you in that is a genre that they're familiar with. So, do I do massage? Do I do yoga? Do I do meditation? It's like these categories that I tend to get grouped with don't actually fit or describe what it is that I'm doing as my passion and as my dedication, which is more bridging science and spirituality with healing arts and technology, and with that, creating transformational tools and techniques that are combined with technologies and teachings. That is this overarching training program I do. So that's usually how I describe it, and yet that's still very general and very simple. But this is a very comprehensive healing approach that I take because it's important to incorporate mind, body, and spirit into any healing journey. And it's not even just for healing, it's for transformation, it's for the evolution and empowerment of our being. And I feel like that's what we're here for in general, is for evolution and empowerment, as well as experiencing ourselves in a new way. So everything I do, I incorporate more play and exploration into it so that it's fun and that it's enjoyable. And that way we look forward to actually being in our body. We look forward to exploring our mind. We look forward to getting to know the higher self and our inner being. So what do? I'll give you a very short, or hopefully short within 10 minutes, exploration, the journey that I've been on for the last 25 years. Because Zen healing has always from the beginning been a bridge. The reason why I call it Zen healing is it not only rhymes with Jen Healy, but this has been a calling. Everything that I have created over the last 25 years has been through a direct line in communication to source and guidance. But Zen healing is specifically bridging Eastern and Western philosophies and learning how to use tools like meditation to quiet the mind or get to know the mind and experience the self, experience the being in a new way. And so from a Western standpoint, I really have brought in a lot of information from medical physics, as well as sports medicine and integrative medicine and different functional medicine and holistic health points of view. But most of what I do is taking the knowledge and the experience of the energetic systems in the body from the Eastern teachings and blending them with the physical practices and the Western modalities. So Zen healing has always been this blending and this bridging of worlds. But my true passion is to bring my knowledge and understanding of electromagnetic therapies and technologies into the healing arts so that this new energy medicine is at the forefront of how we approach healing to the body instead of just something that is esoteric or an alternative, but that it is really at the crux and the basis of everything that we do is understanding the energetic body and how that works with the mechanism. So I really do love that energy medicine and energy medicine devices, these transformational technologies have become more and more popular over the last 25 years, but it was incredibly scary and courageous of me when I took this leap going from engineering and physics over to the healing arts and more of, I like to call them the alternative therapies, but they're not even that alternative anymore, which is so beautiful to see that journey. So how would I describe that in 10 seconds, right? When people want that smaller answer, I usually say that I focus on quantum energetics, embodiment and evolutionary practices, and these conscious, meditative, and transformational tools. And again, that doesn't really tell anybody anything, but it's really experiential. So what tools do I use? Well, one of the most popular tools that I have been working with for over 10 years is the yoga swing. And I use lots of different swings or lots of different pieces of equipment before creating my own. But the vision of the quantum playground was born in 2008. That came from the kind of monetary crisis that happened when our markets collapsed. I was freed up from the kind of intensive work schedule that I was used to for the 10 years prior, and I decided to focus on some of these creative projects and these visions that I had been getting. So the quantum playground is not just a piece of equipment, but it's a concept of teaching physics through play, and this idea that when we can embody and experience it directly in a new way, then we understand it more deeply than just theorizing or reading it in a book or doing calculations, as most people learn in the academic setting. So I really wanted to teach physics through play with the quantum playground, and took that around to festivals and events and some conferences for many years. And the concept kind of got lost in the performance, I would say, where most people were seeing me more as a yoga teacher or an aerialist or a performer, and that really wasn't my true vision for the project. And the quantum playground still exists. I'm just much more selective about where I take it and what I do with it. But in that interim, the yoga swings took off and I started making my own. I make them locally in San Francisco since 2012, which is just a huge gift to have a locally made high quality product. But I don't lead with a product, I lead with the program. And the program has had many iterations over the years. I've been teaching the certification program, the teacher trainings, for over 10 years now, which is super exciting. But they have 10 levels of certification. And that has just grown and evolved because it is not just poses and a physical practice. It is a therapeutics program, and it is about moving into deeper states of consciousness and exploring meditation as well as the somatics therapies. So I really love the swing as a transformational tool, but it's not the only thing I do. I have over the last 25 years taken about 5 yoga teacher trainings of various kinds, and they all inform and inspire my program that I have created. But I want to stick to leading with the healing component and the embodiment component and the opportunity for the empowerment that happens through using these vehicles for transformation, not just the exercise component. And no, I'm not an aerialist or a performer, and I never have been. But yeah, it is really important for me, after so many years of sharing photos and doing certain promotions online for different classes or trainings, that I let people know that my true passion is to bring forth these consciousness tools and techniques that are connected more to the quantum experience, which is realizing we're more than these physical bodies. We have access to these higher states of consciousness. We can all connect to our source, that we all have that ability, but we must first tune and prime our instrument. Our bodies are these temples that hold the energetics, and so most of what I do is to prepare the body field to receive and to connect. It's like tuning to a radio station, or tuning the dial to that signal. So most of what I have been doing for the last 25 years are these deep meditative practices, are these quantum healing experiences that are coming through now in the form of transmissions, but they've had an evolution over the years of doing different guided meditations and different hands-on healing So over the last few decades, I've studied about 22 different modalities. I kind of took all my ambition that was going towards my PhD and just moved it over to studying and researching the healing arts and all of these different divination tools. So I've studied a lot of different modalities, and I've incorporated a lot of those into the Zen healing practice, and I have my own protocol, my own way of working. But mostly what I do are soul sessions, I call it. So connecting to the spirit and communicating to the soul of each person and receiving whatever messages and guidance, particularly pertaining to any injury or illness that's going on in the body. Like I described in a couple of videos back, I do a lot of body mapping with people, and we'll just say reverse engineering those life experiences to understand the patterns and the imprints that have been accumulating in the systems. And with that, I've also posted over 3,000 videos for free on YouTube, and these come from both my empowerment coaching program, they come from the yoga swing program and the various modules that I do with those. And they also come from the meditations, the quantum healing, transmissions, and the source speaks. And that's all being recalibrated right now and upgraded so that I can utilize them for more of the teachings and for more of the programs I do, and that's really exciting. There's always some passion project on the horizon that I'm being called to. And with that, I have 10 online courses that are all have accumulated over the last 10, 15 years. You know, everything I do, I build on it. So it looks like I've done a lot when I sit down and really write it out. When I've been doing this review, I'm like, wow, I have all of this content and all this material. But I have been really working on a much smaller scale. I personally am happy being more of a private person, being a type of therapist that works with a small group of people. I put on retreats and trainings, but typically I like to keep them around, we'll say 4 or 5 people or less than 10. I've done bigger ones, but it really is overwhelming for my energetic body to be taking in that much information. And I've been priming myself to work with larger groups in different ways, and I envision myself doing these transmissions and these source speaks for large groups and large audiences, and I have been practicing and priming myself to hold that much space and to work with that large of a quantum field. But most of the work I've done has been one-on-one with my clients over the years, and I have over 500 certified teachers that now lead classes or different workshops and retreats with the yoga swing, and that's really exciting. But I haven't really made it into this huge program that I have sold it to another company. I've never really had that vision for it, although if that happens, if it does become this huge program, that's exciting. But my goal is not just how much can I sell this company for, or when can I go public with this thing. I have been really happy with having my smaller private company and my own practice, and to be doing it a different way. But even part of doing these videos is to overcome any sort of closed shyness around sharing what I really do, and that it is more comfortable and safe for me to just expose to the world that I have been this kind of closet spiritualist, and connecting on these higher realms and these higher levels has been the most rewarding and passionate work that I do. And with that, I've accumulated all these different tools and techniques that I use along the way, but I don't just use one. In any given session, I could be incorporating 10 different things into the program that I curate or I personally cultivate with my clients. So it is very personalized and it is very unique, where if 2 people were even comparing a session, they would be having completely different experiences depending on what their goals are and what they're coming in for, and also what they're ready for. Their readiness and their experience level will dictate where we start and our journey along the way. So I have a new program called the Optimal Performance Program, OPP, and if anybody wants to peek into how I'm combining all of the different teachings and all of these different areas of expertise that I've been gathering over the years, the OPP program is something that I can share with you, and I have like a free folder with all of the practices and all of the information in one spot. So I'm always happy to share that with anybody who's interested in taking a peek and seeing if there's anything there for you. But yeah, somebody over the weekend, a couple people had asked me, what do I do? And yeah, I wanted to give a longer version here and to share more about myself and my journey. So yeah, I really love the tools for transformation. I have lots of different ways that I utilize the meditation and the quantum healing techniques. I've also, the next video I'm going to do is talking to you about QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis therapy, and what I've gained from doing that over the last 5 years, and how we can access the subconscious, how we can reprogram these belief systems and these deeper parts of ourselves that have been running, and how we can tap into our past life experiences and gain information from that. All right, this has been a long one. Thank you for listening. I will be back tomorrow with another video, and I look forward to seeing you then. Aloha.